Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the Fantasy Six-Pack NFL Preview Podcast. I am your host, Travis. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, Noah Spurlock. Noah, how's it going?
It's going good. I'm ready to talk about your Giants.
I am not. I'm still not over. I'm just not over any of it. I'm not over trading Odell. I'm not over drafting Daniel Jones. I'm fine with trading Olivier Vernon, but you know, a lot of the moves I've just not enjoyed. So, yeah, let's just get into it. Then I'll go cry myself to sleep later. Wait, no. Before we get into it, I have to do plugs. I can't let my just sorrow ruin the podcast. On Twitter, you can find me at The Real Travioli. You can find Noah at
Noah Spurlock NFL. Noah Spurlock NFL.
Yes, so go hit us up there if you have questions, comments, concerns, suggestions. Give us a follow. I mean, during NFL season, you're going to need people to bounce trade offers off, bounce, add drop ideas off. But we're there. We will be there to provide all the help you can get. Also, go subscribe to our YouTube channel, Fantasy Six Pack. That's where you'll find all our past episodes, all our new episodes. As we get closer and into the season, there'll be even more content there. So just, why search for it? Just let us tell you when it's there. And go give us a thumbs up while you're there. Like, just, it takes no time, so go throw us a thumbs up. But enough about plugs. I've prolonged it enough. We're on to the Giants. Yay. Their quarterback is still Eli Manning, much to my chagrin. He did have 4,299 yards last year through the air, which was more than I was expecting. 21 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. It's pretty solid numbers, better than, again, like I said, I was not expecting to have these positive numbers looking back at me. Noah, what are we doing with Eli this year? We think he gets one last gasp before he goes out, or you think he just kind of falls apart like his brother Peyton did?
He's already fallen apart. That 4,000 yards is a little deceiving. He is not a very good quarterback. No offense, but I'm staying away from him in fantasy.
It's okay. Yeah, he's definitely on the down slope of his career. And having a receiver like Odell definitely can help prop up your numbers. And unfortunately, like I said, we do not have Odell anymore. So I am a little worried about who Eli's going to throw the ball to. I think you're fine to stay away, is what I'm trying to say. But enough about Eli. He's old news. On to our one shining hope, and that is Saquon Barkley. Oh, he's so good. Last season as a rookie, 261 carries, 1,307 yards, and 11 touchdowns on the ground. And it gets even better. 91 receptions, 721 receiving yards, and 4 touchdowns through the air. He is the golden child. Protect Saquon at all costs. Noah, just tell me how great Barkley is, because I need it right now.
If you listen to our Cowboys preview, you heard me say that I had somebody else in mind for the number 1 overall pick, and that is Saquon Barkley. I think that he's just as good, if not better, than Ezekiel Elliott and he does not carry all the baggage with all the legal issues of Zeke. Saquon is really good. It's really impressive because the Giants are not good, but he is one of the most talented running backs we've seen in a long time. If he is on the board, take him.
Yeah, okay, that was great. I needed that. Yes, he is better than Zeke. I'm just happy to say it. From a fantasy perspective, I am glad to see the Giants just feed him the ball consistently, and it seemed at times last year he was the only person they ran pass plays for. So having him on your team, that was awesome. As an actual Giants fan, I'm very worried they're just going to drive him into the ground, but we're not going to worry about the future right now. For this fantasy season, I really don't think he can do any better than him. 91 receptions is fantastic on top of all of the other rushing yards and touchdowns, and he's their goal line option. He's their option on every play. He's their number 1 option. So that's going to turn into stats, and I'm proud he's on my team. All right, on to the actual pass catchers, the receivers. Like I said, no Odell Beckham Jr. is no longer on this team, which leaves a big hole. The Giants don't have the most interesting or most deep receiving core, I should say. It is somewhat interesting. They do have Sterling Shepard, who put up 66 catches, 872 yards, and 4 touchdowns last season. And they brought in Gelden Tate, 74 catches, 795 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Beyond those two guys, it's not a whole lot you're really going to want to consider drafting. So we'll stick to these two guys. Noah, what are you doing with these guys? You drafted them. How early are you taking them? What do we think we're getting out of them?
I mean, somebody's got to catch passes, so I would actually be okay with Sterling Shepard or Gelden Tate on my bench. Shepard is going in the back of the 8th round right now, and Gelden Tate is going in the back of the 11th. I think that Gelden Tate is actually a pretty good pick right there because he's been on a lot of teams, and he's been good with all of them. So, yeah, I would like Gelden Tate for my bench. And, I mean, Shepard as well, but he's just being drafted a little too high for my liking.
Yeah, I like the Gelden Tate has always been like sort of I don't want to just call him a possession receiver, but he's always been able to get open and just haul in targets and yards and catches. But Eli and the Giants don't really let plays develop more than like a second or two before he tries to get rid of the ball. So I do think Gelden Tate might see a bump in just receptions. It may not translate into a ton more yards. But in PPR leagues, I think I would prefer Tate to Shepard, honestly. Shepard's always been a little inconsistent in my eyes, but hey, maybe he's ready to break out as the number one receiver. Who knows? But they do have better receivers than I think people give them credit for. So, like you said, I think they're both worthy to roster. That brings us to tight end. Evan Engram is the guy. 45 catches last year, 577 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Not exactly what us Giants fans were hoping for, and probably a lot of fantasy fans were hoping for. He was a first-round pick, and really is more of a receiver than a tight end in that he doesn't do a lot on the blocking front. He's more there to catch passes. So do we think he can take a leap this year, Noah? Like I say a lot, tight ends hasn't been the strongest position so far. Is he a good option?
I would say that I kind of like Evan Engram this year. I know it's tough to have a not very good quarterback and have success, but he showed some flashes last year, and especially without Odell, I think we'll see him get some more touchdowns, get some more targets, and I think he can really blossom into a top 10 tight end.
Somebody's going to have to get some red zone touches because everyone's going to just assume it's going to Barkley, and Ingram's a big dude. He can run those fade patterns. He can bully safeties, so I think his touchdown should go up as well. I would be happy to take him, and I do hold out hope he's going to turn into one of these uber tight ends like an Ertz or a Kelsey, but I don't know. He might be right now he is a step below, maybe 2 steps below, but I don't know if he has that potential. But as like a mid-round tight end, I'd be very happy to have Engram. All right, well, that wraps up the Giants. Like I said, they're a little barren. They don't have a ton of fantasy producers that you're going to be thinking about on draft night. And we end the podcast every week with the same question, and that is, who's going to be on your if one of these players has to be on your fantasy team, who is that going to be?
It's going to be Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I think we all know the answer.
Yeah.
So we're going to tweak it a little bit this week or this episode. I always say week. It's just an episode. Saquon Barkley, you said you take him first overall. What % chance do you say he comes out of the season as the number 1 overall fantasy player? I think it's 60% or higher. I know it's kind of arbitrary, but how likely is Saquon to be the best player in fantasy this season?
I would give him probably a 40% chance, which is actually decently. In my mind, that would be the highest I gave to any running back.
Yeah, I mean, that is pretty good considering there are a ton of studs out there. Some we've talked about, some we haven't. But yeah, he's really good, and we all knew you were going to take him, so I had to give you a little wrinkle there. But all right, that is it for the Giants. Please tune in next time as we keep rolling through the NFC. we finally get to do a division in the NFC that I don't dislike. All the teams except for, actually, I even dislike my own team. So it'll be fun to do a different NFC division next week. But please go check out our YouTube channel, like I said at the top, Fantasy Six Pack. Listen to our backlog of episodes. It's never too early to start preparing for the drafts. And these go by quick, Throw them on at the gym or while you're in the car. It's just a good primer. Get you in the mode, get you thinking. Then you can come back to fantasysixpack.com, read in-depth analysis, go bother Noah on Twitter for real minute stuff. These are a good primer, a good way to get into it. So go subscribe, go give us a thumbs up. Yeah. Oh, also go follow us on Twitter, because we want to get verified.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all we got for the Giants. Until next time, I'm Travis. He's Noah. Thanks for listening.
See ya.